Hi, my name is Trent Alexander, and this is my wife, Dr. Stacy Alexander.
And together with our children, we've written The Balancing Act. It's a great family guide talking about some real life principles on raising your family. Tell them how we work with the kids on solving conflicts and getting along with one another.
Well, you bring it back to memory because we got many different things that we
No, you're good. Whatever, yeah. So when we talk to them about, go ahead, you had thought of something.
Sitting down with them and being able to let Taylor or Chance express themselves without having to feel as though we're going to suffocate them with our answer. Sometimes it's just basically allowing them to say what they want to say. Now, of course, the parameters around saying it is that you're respectful when you say what you say, but you have the floor. Chance can come in and say, hey, I disagree with you guys. I don't think that this is the right way, or tell me why I need to do it this way. And I remember, I won't get into details, but one case in point, he came in and he wanted to go do something, and this was 16 or 17 years old, and I said, big boy, let me explain to you why I'm in disagreement with that. And so he jumps up on the cabinet, we have our talk, he says, okay, Dad, okay, I got you. Now I'm thinking we might have this kind of going back and forth, but he trusted me enough for what we were trying to do and achieve with him to say, you know what, I'm going to go with that. And my biggest prayer for them when we were coming up was that God help my kids to trust me when they can't understand me. Meaning, there are going to be times that you're not going to understand why I'm making this decision, but if I have built trust and harmony and peace with your mother, with everybody in the household, you'll trust my intention for you. And so I think that built up to 17 years old where he goes, okay, Dad. Same thing with Taylor. I don't like what you say, but I'm okay with what you say because I trust you, and I think that brought harmony to our family.
Right. It, like you said, just being open to listen to them, even when we already knew what our decision would be, we would still listen to them, and we still listen to them now.
Yes.
Like, your youngest one asked me today, will she have a curfew when she comes home from college? And so one of the things that I said was, why don't you talk to your daddy about that? And she's like, Mom, don't do that because y'all talk about everything. Yeah. So yeah, those are the kinds of things that if you're open to listening to them, that you can create harmony too, because a lot of the kids that we work with, basically they're frustrated because they don't feel like they have a voice.
Yes.
Nobody's listening to them. And when you feel like you're not being heard, what do we do as society? We protest. We're seeing that now. We don't feel like we're being heard. There's protests everywhere. We rebel. So why would we think our kids would have a different response to that? And another thing about raising kids today, the way they, the reason they have a different response is because of society. When we were growing up, when we laugh about the 70s, whatever was said is what was done. Yeah, and if you threaten it or don't ask me any questions, you could threaten to call the police, but you had to get to the phone first, right? There was no CPS, there was all of that, there was none of that. It was just you and your family. And so nowadays kids have more options. And because they have more options, they have more information. Because they have more information, we have to also parent within that information. And part of that is conflict resolution, listening, and creating that harmony in the household.
And I'll go in our busy society, another step that you should be looking at is your availability. And what we mean by that is not just simply being in the house, but your availability means that you put your phone down when your child is asking you a question. You can't text and give me your attention while you're texting your friend. You can't be on the phone and say, girl, hold on, he want to ask me something. I'm so tired of this boy. And then you get out, what? Well, that doesn't pull someone in that you really want to hear. Most kids go, never mind. Don't worry about it, Mom. And they're going to go do it anyway. So for us here, we made ourselves available for Chance and Taylor. And for me, I can give you my, for instance, if I came in the house and I felt from their demeanor and their behavior and their actions that something was going on with them, I would come up to my office. I would be up here all day, or usually in the evening, knowing that eventually somebody might come to me and say, Dad, can I talk to you for a minute? And so I wanted to make myself available that they didn't have to come downstairs. They didn't have to kind of...
You were in their space.
I came to their space upstairs here, and I put myself in the room without being intrusive. I didn't go through their things. I waited for them at the right time. And I had to learn this from Stacia, that I had to allow them to bring that to me rather than me rushing and go, what's wrong? Because as a dad, I'm a solver. What? Tell me. What? And I had to learn, no. Sometimes you just need to pull back. When they're ready, they can come tell you. Or if they want to cry, if Taylor wants to cry about something, you can't get mad about her crying, which I don't want her to cry. I'm her dad. I want you to stop hollering. Don't do that. Don't cry. And she said, no. She gets the right to cry.
Right.
And I said, I guess she does get the right to cry.
Right. Yeah. And because it's part of them trusting you.
Yeah. And more so with Taylor. Taylor was the more emotional one on that end of it.
Let's back up. So it's okay. So Taylor showed her emotion differently.
Okay.
Chance is an emotional child as well. You're an emotional person. Basically what I'm saying is that we're all emotional. We just express it differently. Yeah. We're all emotional.
Yeah. And so even with that, I had to look at Chance and Taylor differently, even for what they wanted to discuss or when they wanted to discuss it. And how was my approach to their differences on things that were going on in their life.
But let's even talk about this. A lot of the families that we work with or call us, they call us after they've gotten to this point where their kids have already shut down.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And so we have to be mindful. When we say just make yourself available, that family has gotten accustomed to not being available. And so their kids they're just not. Yeah. They're not going to come into your space because you've made yourself available because they're so accustomed to you not being available. Right. So sometimes you have to break the mold. Yeah. Sometimes you have to break the routine. And sometimes you have to come back and apologize and say, I messed up. Yeah. I should never have been like this. Yeah. I should have been like this. Yeah. Or it would have helped had I been doing this or doing that. Yeah. And so when we talk with other families, we're very mindful. One, that we weren't perfect and nobody else is perfect. Right. And sometimes you're going to have to do something extra to kind of make that work when we talk about being available and opening up and listening to your kids. They're accustomed to you being on your phone all the time. So you can say, I'm not on my phone. And they'll say, well, yeah, you were on your phone because that's what they were used to being. Yeah. So we think that harmony is very important in a household. And we also think that being a harmonious family helps us to have harmonious communities, societies, political systems. That's what's happening. We've spent so much time investing in self that we've forgotten about the entire spectrum of the family and what's necessary. So we hope you enjoyed this piece because it is particularly serious to us because it's a serious topic. And we try to make things as fun as possible, but sometimes you just have to break down and really look at the meat of what happens in a family, the seriousness of it, and what happens in our societies. And this is what we have. There's just not enough harmony. So if you want to read more about it, we definitely have blogs about it. You can go to our website at www.alexandersbalancingact.com.
Or we also have it at another location on Amazon. Make sure you go there and you can pick up our book as well, The Balancing Act.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.